Welcome to NASDAQ Trade Talks. I'm your host, Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at NASDAQ. Joining me at the market site in Times Square, we have Andrew Fingerman. He's the CEO of PhotoShelter. We're going to learn about visual storytelling campaigns. Andrew, thanks so much for joining us at Market Site. And being a content provider myself, visual storytelling seems to be at the forefront for everyone on the social content creation and communications teams these days. So what constitute as good storytelling? How is this different than traditional marketing where you might have either a website created or a newsletter or something that's more static? Why do you see a massive industry shift to storytelling and it being visual content and not something as static?
Sure. Today, more than ever before, brands are working hard to engage with their audience, and they're doing it with visual content. It's really the modern way of marketing, whereas today, we used to have a very traditional interruptive method of advertising, and the public that's consuming media has grown very skeptical and defensive in the face of these more traditional methods. And so brands are turning to more authentic methods of engagement. They're really becoming media brands themselves, as evidenced by what NASDAQ is doing here right now.
Right, and is it largely because their audience, their consumers, had the ability to have a voice and be more interactive with the companies? Does it lend a voice to the company's marketing?
Yeah, so there is a push towards more authenticity and more direct contact. And so they're using social media platforms and obviously their owned platforms like their website to broadcast and provide content, really link with the audience in ways that they know that the audience will appreciate and engage with, rather than pushing content at them in a more interruptive manner.
Okay, well, some of the video that we're taking a look right now, we're using GE as the example on the PhotoShelter platform. What is GE doing with PhotoShelter? How are you helping GE aggregate its social content?
Sure. So we're helping brands centralize, manage, and share their content throughout their organization. We really like to think about it as a content journey. So any individual piece of content that gets produced from the moment of capture to edit and then out to an audience, it really is a very messy process when you peer inside of these organizations and you see that content is sitting with hundreds of different stakeholders. It's really not as accessible as it should be, and then the people who need to get their hands on it to do their jobs are having a hard time being as efficient and as effective as they should be in getting content out to market. So what we do is we step in and we can really help. We provide tools that help them centralize it, they make it searchable, they create secure and controlled access capabilities so that the people who need that content can find it and take action on it when it's needed most. So we're providing a more nimble workflow for the large brand.
To wrap up here, do you think brands are starting to see it translate to the bottom line as their marketing and their interaction with their customers are improving?
Absolutely. So today, everything's trackable, right? We all have our analytics. We understand what is the content that is needed inside of my organization. We can produce more of it if we understand what my people in the organization need. And then the analytics outside, how are people engaging with my content via social channels? And we can produce more of that and put it out to market, and then directly translate that to how is my product doing out in the market.
All right, Andrew, thanks so much for joining us at Market Site. And thank you for joining me on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at NASDAQ.